Hello guys, we're back with the next video where we continue with the head that we started in the previous one. So I'll just directly jump into it. So this is what was saved with our quick save before. We lost a little bit of the work because ZBrush crashed, but it wasn't too much, so it's not too bad. So I'll just open my reference sheet here and just continue refining this head with the major shapes. I think I used this one mainly, yes. Okay. Okay, let's do some work on the lips. Okay, I still have polish turned on. I'm gonna turn that off and then just polish manually if I need to with this function. Alright, let's work here on the lips a bit. Yeah, okay. Let's keep it turned on. And that doesn't work so well. Let's just keep sculpting, and then when I really need to Dynamesh, I will. Now I don't really have to Dynamesh. Adding some volume here. Pinching. Then standard. More volume here. So I'm going to use the Move Topological brush now, which moves well, it doesn't actually help here. It's going to be the same like the Move. But the Move Topological moves only the selected area and not parts that are around. So let's see if it will make a difference. So this is the Move. This is the Move Topological. No, it doesn't. It works well with different polygroups. So if I mask this and give it a polygroup with Control W, then I can use the Move Topological. But it doesn't work as well. Not quite sure why that doesn't work. I have to investigate that. Okay, let's just give it one polygroup and continue working. With the lips, adding some volume here with inflate. Here, let's add that gap. I'm gonna use the standard. Let's look at a different reference. Okay, so it goes from here. And then here with the softer brush stroke, you can soften it up. And give it kind of like a curve. Here we can trim this a bit. Gonna move back to the other material because you can see more information with that. So I'm just adding some clay there. Okay, let's work on the nose. Let's find some good nose reference here. I'll try making more save iterations now to avoid the problem we had in the last video. Adding volume here. So very subtle strokes here go a long way, make a big difference. Okay, that's a bit too wide now. Here we need a bit of a curve. And then sculpt in a bit. Add some volume here a little bit, and then just trim it down. Giving a bit of roundness here. Let's define this shape a bit nicer. Inflate inwards. Oh, that's too much. Let me see another reference. Yeah, that's too much. Let's put, yeah, something like this. Okay. Now let's define this shape on the side of the nose. Here we can pinch this. And then this nice transition here. Bring back some of the volume we took out. More. Trimming, smoothing. Alright. Here there is a bump. That we need to sculpt in. Make the smooth transition to that. Also the eyebrows here. And redefining these shapes. You lost some information there again. Now I'm undoing. Yes, we did. I'm undoing that Dynamesh. I'm gonna increase it a bit. Try that again. A bit more. Alright. I'm happy with how that looks. Okay, let's look at our references again. So I think I'm gonna merge. Yeah, I'm gonna merge the lids of the eyes. Now let's work on the ears before that. Oh yeah, we lost this information here from last time. Trimming, smoothing. Let's give that more of a shape. A round shape, nice roundness to it. Using the edge polish for this. Okay, let's use the damp standard here. Define that. And Dynamesh, and that makes a nice line there. Alright, let's save this. So now I'm gonna slowly start there's, I don't know which reference to pick from the main concept. Okay, let's go with this one. I'm gonna choose this one, I'll show you for a second. This, even though it's a bit low res, doesn't matter now, we just need it for the big shapes. So let's save, and let's see what we can do here. Let's start with the nose. The nose is very, very well defined. I'm just gonna really go rough here, but bear with me. And then we will fix that later. That's a very rough masculine nose. Actually, I'm gonna keep this just in case something happens, something wrong happens. I'm gonna undo the changes I did and then work on the new duplicate I did. So I duplicated that, so I have this base head that I did before in case I want to revert back. Because when I save, I don't keep history on all tools. So, establishing these shapes. Here it seems to be very well defined as well. Let's see the mouth. Okay, the mouth is very basic. It's cartoony. So it doesn't have this mouth shape like the real mouth shape. It has this kind of just a line actually. So let's simplify that a bit. He has very small eyes. We'll get back to that later. Let's work on the nose a bit more. So here I see a big curve, like a bump. This nose is very wide. Not that wide. And here it just this hard transition, like that. And then we can clean this up. By smoothing it down. This goes way down, this goes way up on him. Interesting character. Here he has this kind of like line, and then comes this bump, which is exaggerated. Cheekbones are interesting. He has super strong cheekbones. But I think I'll move on with the eyes first. Okay, let's do the chin. Let's just do the chin quickly. Right. That's not good. That needs to be soft. And wide. Okay, for the chin, it's way down, obviously. Let's see what we can do there. Making this big masculine chin. That's probably too much. Define that chin there. His head is much wider. So let's do that. You have symmetry on. Okay. So from the side, I see here something that we can change. The resolution is too high now. So what I'll do is I will start working with subdivisions actually. So I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna do a Z remesh on this. Let's save before. Geometry, Z remesh. Let's just take the default settings. What Z remesh does is it retopologizes the whole mesh. It's kind of like Dynamesh, but it gives even topology that you can more easily work with. For faces, we would usually manually retopologize this head if we want to have it animation ready and game ready and everything, maybe we'll do that if we have some time. But for now, let's stick with this. And now I'm gonna put the subdivisions up so we get more polygons, which means we can get in more detail. And with that, I will project all, which reprojects the details from the underlying mesh onto this one. So you can see that now I'm going with Shift D and D into subdivisions, you see? So we reprojected the detail from the Dynameshed model. Actually, that wasn't such a smart thing to do because we didn't merge the eyelids. So let's do that now. So I'm gonna delete this. Let's save. Have the eyelids. We merge. Okay. Let's move them up. Merge down. Okay. Dynamesh. Now that's all one mesh. So I'm still gonna do that what I did before, but with Dynamesh and then moving the Dynamesh subdivisions because I don't want to commit to the eyes just now. Let's see, because I do need lower resolution to work here. This is just too high. So duplicate. Geometry, zero meshing. All right. Now subdividing. Once more. Project all. We project the details. Alright, and we have topology that we can work with. Good. So let's just add more detail here. Yeah, let's do the eyes quickly. Well, not quickly, but let's do the eyes. So you need to see how that will look in all subdivision levels. Just smoothing that out. Now I want to work a little bit here on this part. This is very exaggerated on him. Trim it down. And it's really important for his silhouette. This cheekbone here, strong. And it goes like this from here. there, of course. That looks good. Let's make it even stronger. So we can feel free to do this. It's a stylized character. Exaggerate things. Good. Saving. Let's smooth that out a bit. Give this a nicer shape. Saving. Let's look at the references. Yeah, actually, he looks kind of different. His eyes look different on different references. On one, they're more defined, the lids. On another, they're more loose. Let's do this line here. This is a very it has this kind of shape. And that breaks the transition. It's kind of curvy. And we don't want it to be too strong. Just enough. Like in our reference. There needs to be a fade out of that here. For his eyes, we said they're much smaller. So let's do that. Let's make them smaller. Move that in a bit. This is a good example where we can show the move topological that I tried before. If I use the move, see it moves also the lower lid because it's within that circle where it would be affected. But if I use the move topological, it affects it less because they're not topologically close. So that's a nice case where you could be using the move topological brush just for some added accuracy. Here there's a more defined curve. Let's try clay polish on that one. Just pop out some of those edges. So it goes in like this. Yes. Here there is a line like that. Then it goes deep in. Here there is more depth. I'm gonna use the standard for that. Yeah, a lot more depth. Let's give this a good solid line there. Cannot see so well. And it seems to finish here. Oops. Here. Like that. Let's work our way around that. This here is much lower. Kind of, it's interesting, it kind of goes like this actually. I see that now in another reference picture here. Kind of goes safe. Kind of goes upward like that. It's just way flatter. And that's how it goes. This is lower. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. Move topological. Eyes. Yeah, they're good. The size. Maybe I made them too small. So I'm gonna add this also adds a lot, so he has a much thicker neck. help us. That will help us with the overall read of the model. This is a big strong guy we're talking about. Well, let's just move that. Make this mouth even wider. Let's define these lips, even though they're simple, to just help us with how the model reads. And then we can go back and simplify them if necessary. You'll see me moving between different subdivisions, lower and higher, because sometimes it's easier to work on lower subdivision to move bigger shapes like this, while if it's too high and you move them, then you really deform a lot of the topology and it's really hard to bring it back. So for bigger shapes, this is much better. Just gonna move the eyes in a bit. Save. And smooth this out a bit. So now I'm gonna add a material to this, to the eyes, just to help us with, like I mentioned before, with how the model reads to us in ZBrush. So I'm gonna add the toy plastic, which is this shiny material, and I'm only gonna add it to the eyes. And if you go color fill object and set this setting here to material channel, it will only fill it with the material. And then if we switch back on this one, you see the eyes keep the same material, the toy plastic. You can even paint in some color on them for now. So let's just use any, I'm gonna use the standard. I'm only gonna enable color. So I only paint with color. I'm gonna choose this color. I'm gonna paint that in. So whichever color you choose gets here in the palette. Or you can take any color from the interface if you just hover on a color and go Control. That's the color it's gonna take. And if it doesn't have a color assigned on the object you're working on, it's gonna fill it completely with a color. And that's why when we went to black, the whole face went black. So let's keep that for now. Bit bigger maybe. Yeah. Just keep it like that for now. And I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna add a mustache. Also like a placeholder, just to have something so we can more easily see how the model looks. Because the mustache, the eyebrows, the beard make a huge difference. A big role. Let's make these shoulders wider. So for mustache, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask out a part from the head. This is too flat. Okay, before we do that, I want to do some more changes here. So I'm gonna hide that. So that you can see here what is going on. It was too straight, it needs to be more curved. Okay, we'll come back to that later. So now let's mask this area here where the mustache would be. And I will go to, I think it was in Subtool, yes, Subtool Extract, and here click on Extract, and then it gives us a preview of what it would extract from the mask. So I think that's alright. And then you see this is a separate subtool that was extracted. For this, I'm not gonna use the subdivisions. Okay, let's just dynamesh this. So we can easily change that, make it nice, make it look like a real mustache. Let's up the resolution. Let's enable polish. I'm gonna use this clip curve setting, which cuts like that. It cuts out the part that is on the gray side from the line, and because we have symmetry enabled, it cuts this side as well. So I use Control Shift, and then because that's the shortcut for select, you hold that clicked, you go here and you can choose the clip curve brush. Let's clip this as well, make it nice and straight. And there we go. Now, well, I can decrease the resolution of that a bit. It's too much. And now let's deform this a bit. Just to have a placeholder there. And we can even paint this black. Choosing black, color, fill object. And then with this selected, that didn't work. Why it didn't work? Let's try again. Because we have the MRGB intensity down, so we have to increase it to 100. Let's try again. There we go. Now we select the face, and there's the mustache. Mustache placeholder. We're gonna maybe make a better one. This is just to have something as a placeholder there. Let's do the same for eyebrows. Just take eyebrows. Yeah, that would do here. Take out that mask. Control Alt, and we can do the same we did for the mustache. Subtool, extract. It's too thick. I'm gonna go 0.01, 0.01. Okay, that's better. Accept. It's nice when you extract it. ZBrush also gives you this polished, this new subtool with the edges mask, so you can go in deformation and then just polish this, polish by features, which polishes edges. And when you have this enabled, the circle is basically making it stronger. I'm gonna accept that. Geometry, line mesh with project. Let's up the resolution a bit. Oh, what happened there? Did I get these bumps? Okay. You can also make this black. Color, fill object, going back to the other object. Yeah, okay, that's too black. Let's make it a little less black. Saving. We have a couple of more minutes left. Let's see. So the ears seem to be pointing to the outside, like this kind of. Let's try to do that. I'm gonna mask them out. So I won't take out neighboring geometry. And there's a curve, then it goes like that. And seems to be softer. Just a tad. Push them. No, push them out. Something like this. That doesn't look right. I see. So he has a much thinner. It's much thinner here on him. Let's do that. And then he has one on the inside. Yes, for next video I plan to gather better references. These are very low res. Define that nicely. Let's try with a pinch. here we have a prominent line. These sockets are fat, like this. And then there is a deep line here. Oh, that's too far, maybe. Looks too old like that. Let's trim that a bit. Not too fat. And add some clay here in between. Here there's fade out transition. Okay, I also see the chin is more triangle, like a triangle shape to it. Let's mask this out. Something like that. Okay, I'm looking at a different reference and here it's very prominent, this. Let's do it, click on this one. Let's make it strong. Let's make it pointing outward. And then filling that in. And make a nice fade out for it. No, I don't like that. Don't have enough resolution here. I'm just gonna undo that for now. Come back to it with more resolution later. All right. Let's call it a day. Let's see how long are we recording here. Yeah, about 1 hour. So I'll show you quickly which reference I was looking at mainly. Just this one. Yes, on the next video we continue with the details. We will try to get the likeness better. I see there's big shapes here around the eyes that need to be changed. The eye sockets themselves, here, these gaps. Come back to the ears, they're smaller and more pointy than the ones I have. Mine are too big right now. Also the nose, make it a bit wider. The overall face form here. and then we see where we go from there. Alright guys, thank you for the attention and see you in the next video. Bye bye.